In this video, I'm going to show you some of the everyday usability features of ApolloOne. This will help you work faster with your images. When you are navigating the folders with the browser, the folders you clicked on are saved in the browsing history. The browsing history can be found on the toolbar. You can quickly return to one of the previous folders you worked on by selecting it in the browsing history. This will put you back to the folder with the same image you were looking at before you moved on to another folder. One neat trick with the folder browser is that you can select multiple folders by holding down the Command key, and then click to select or unselect the folders you want to open. When you have finished selecting, release the Command key on the keyboard, and the folders you selected will be loaded. Another cool new feature is Split View. Split View allows you to compare two similar images side by side. You can zoom in and scroll both images simultaneously so you can compare them in details. Click the Split View button in the toolbar, or press the shortcut key Option V to activate Split View. The display window is now divided into two vertical views, the primary view and the secondary view. The primary view is the one with the blue selection frame around it. The color of this blue selection frame depends on the highlight color you set in the General page under System Preferences. When you click on one of the views, it'll be selected as the primary view. You can navigate images by using left-right arrow keys. You can add a star rating, change the color label, and basically all the things you can do with an image as if Split View is not active. But as soon as you zoom in on the image in the primary view, both images will be magnified simultaneously, and you can scroll both images synchronously. This allows detailed comparison of the two images, so you can determine which image is the better overall image that you would like to keep. You can zoom just the image in the primary view by holding down the Command key, and then zoom in with your trackpad. If you press the Z key for 100% zoom toggle, only the image in the primary view will be zoomed to 100%. Use Ctrl-Z if you want to perform zoom toggle on both images. Likewise, use Ctrl-G if you want to zoom toggle both images at 200% magnification. Split View is closely integrated with the browsing history feature. When you select an entry in browsing history, both images you were looking at in Split View will be restored. You can swap the images between the primary view and the secondary view. You can also synchronize the image from the primary view to the secondary view. You can access these functions from the menu under Split View, or by customizing the toolbar by adding the corresponding toolbar buttons. ApolloOne has 4 display modes to help you quickly filter out images that you may or may not want to see. When you start ApolloOne the first time, it is using the combined JPEG plus RAW display mode. Instead of displaying two separate images, only one image is displayed. ApolloOne displays the JPEG image in the pair for speed. This mode will display a badge on the thumbnail to let you know that you have a pair of JPEG and RAW images. If it is just a JPEG image, no badge will be displayed. If you have a standalone RAW file, the RAW file will be displayed by using either the RAW file's embedded preview image or by using the built-in RAW decoding engine. You can activate the built-in RAW decoder by selecting Use Built-in RAW Decoder under the RAW menu. If you have an Apple Live Photo image, the Live Photo badge will be displayed in the thumbnail. When you add a star rating or a color label, both the JPEG and RAW image will be modified with the same metadata using the combined JPEG plus RAW display mode. The next display mode is Files Other than RAW. This mode will display all image files that are not RAW files, files such as JPEG, TIFF, PNG, and will include videos files if found. There are situations you may prefer using this mode, as combined JPEG plus RAW display mode does require more processing time. The next one is raw files only display mode. This mode will display only raw files and will not include any video files. This is useful if you do not care about the JPEG files and plan to develop the raw files with an external raw editor. The fourth and final display mode is to display all files. This will display all image files, including video files. JPEG and RAW files are displayed side by side. You can freely switch around the display modes depending on the situation required. ApolloOne will try to maintain the position of the file in the list whether you're looking at the JPEG file or RAW file. If you tag any files using any of the display modes other than combined JPEG plus RAW display mode, only the file you're looking at will be modified with the new metadata. Now, let's see how you can send an image file to an external editor. This is done by bringing up the context menu in the image display window. In order to bring up a context menu, you need to enable secondary click under System Preferences, Mouse. Once the secondary click is enabled, you can click on the upper right-hand surface of the magic mouse to bring up the context menu. You can also tap the magic trackpad with 2 fingers to bring up the context menu. If you have a third-party mouse, it'd be the right mouse button you want to perform the mouse click. You can send either the JPEG image or the RAW image to an external editor. Let's say you have this image you want to edit using Affinity Photo. Right-click on the image to bring up the context menu. ApolloOne knows that you have both the JPEG and the RAW images. The context menu presents you with 2 submenu choices: Open With and Open RAW With. The Open With submenu will show you all the external apps that are capable of editing or viewing the JPEG file, while the Open RAW With submenu will show you a list of external apps that are capable of handling the RAW file. To send the RAW image to Affinity Photo, just select the app from the Open RAW With submenu. Once this is done, you notice that the shortcut key Command E is set next to Affinity Photo in the Open RAW With submenu. The next time you want to send a RAW image to Affinity Photo, all you need to do is to press the shortcut key Command E, without the need to select the app from the context menu. If you wish to change the shortcut key Command E to a different external app, all you need to do is to select a different editor and launch it once from the Open RAW With submenu. It's that easy. This concludes Part 2 on using ApolloOne. In Part 3, I'll talk about how to import files from the memory cards, searching images using metadata, and tagging files with color labels and star ratings.